One of the most effective ways of being able to generate new leads is through blogging. I've spoken to a number of other successful web design companies, and one of the regrets they have is that they didn't start blogging early enough. Of course, this had a lot to do with how SEO was done years ago, where techniques that are considered black hat or inappropriate today, these are even the days before Google, are now considered bad. But blogging is consistently one of the most proven methods of increasing your ranking and also increasing your credibility with clients. Now, here's an example of an article I wrote. If you Google best accounting web design, you can see my picture here connected with this particular blog article. Let's go into this blog article, and I'm just going to explain why this particular article is effective. When you're blogging, it's okay if you want to blog about web design and the specifics of color selection and typeface and how to align things perfectly. And that's certainly going to help your search engine ranking for keywords like web design New York or web design Colorado or wherever you happen to be. However, those types of articles aren't generally the kinds of things that your clients are interested in. They're more interested in things like how do I get more business, or how can construction companies get to the first page of Google? Things that are specific to their business are the types of things that you want to blog about, particularly how to solve problems they're facing. So, in my trying to get more accounting clients, I often blog about things such as how to get more clients as an accountant, how to grow your accounting practice, how to design your accounting website so that you're a more successful firm. This is an example where I've actually identified what I think is one of the best accounting websites I've ever seen. So there's two things happening here. One, I'm blogging about something that the accountant's going to be interested in seeing, the best. Not just unaccounting web design, but the best accounting web design. The other thing that's happening here is that they're going to correlate my brand image, my personal image, and the overall impression of my website is going to be associated with web design and accounting. So I'm basically solidifying my brand's position as a leader in web design when it comes to accounting. You can see that the article was pretty successful in terms of social shares. You have 55 tweets, 108 LinkedIn shares, and a number of email, Facebook, and Google Plus shares as well. The thing about this article is that it actually ended up getting talked about in one of the accounting newsletters, one of the major international newsletters that gets sent out. So that even added more publicity on top of that. The other thing is I ended up getting contacted by the company who owned the website for which I blogged. So there's a lot of spiraling benefits that can happen when you blog about things that people are actually interested in. The more in-depth your article it is, the more pictures you include, the more personable and unique it seems. So using handwritten text on your images is one technique you can use. There's a lot you can do to enhance the quality of your articles and making sure that they don't seem like they're just regurgitated nonsense. So the social media shares is important. So it's not surprising that LinkedIn is the highest because the number one way I promoted this blog article was not through search engine optimization. It was through posting it in accounting specific groups on LinkedIn. So as a business to business marketer, you have no excuse for not being on LinkedIn. You should be joining the groups, not necessarily for web design or graphic design, but the groups that your clients belong to. Then you're going to have a very client-centered perspective, and that's going to help you with your marketing. So the shares are not surprising to me because social media was my main means of promoting it. But that's not the true measure of success. The true measure of success of your page is conversion. So there are a number of call to actions at the bottom of the article that the visitor can take. The problem with just getting a lot of traffic and a lot of shares is that those people may never come back to your page again, and they may not remember you, and you don't know who they are, and it's just traffic that doesn't go anywhere in terms of sales. So one action they can take is to look at these other blog articles that I've written about accounting, web design, and accounting marketing, and this is just a few of them, but there'll be more links on these pages as well. Another call to action is they can buy this book that I'm selling. They can leave a message, or the main offer that I have is a 100% free ebook called Marketing Your Financial Services. This is an ebook that is probably only about 5 to 10 pages long, and that includes images. You could easily write a short article that's only 1 page. The bottom line is it needs to have important information. Information that the prospective client is willing to forfeit their email address in order to get access to it. So this is just a basic landing page. I create with a program called OnBounce. You could easily create it in WordPress as well, but I prefer OnBounce because it gives you extreme visual control. In other words, if I wanted this thing moved an inch to the left, I could easily do it in the visual editor without any sort of reprogramming. So all the client has to do is put in their email address and then download for free. And I store those email addresses in a mailing list on MailChimp. And then I follow up with those email addresses by sending more educational content about marketing your accounting firm. So you can see how it's not just about capturing sales leads, it's also about nurturing those sales leads. If I had a call to action at the bottom here that was just call Flame Design today to get your accounting website made, very, very few people would do that. Very few people would even send an email. But there are lots of people who would be willing to give their email address in exchange for this ebook. So this is the slow process of how a blog is able to get you from basic article writing to actually getting new sales. It's by giving away something for free, building trust through regular emails, and then eventually going for the sale, or just waiting for the moment when the client is ready to talk to you. What you're trying to do is build a trusting relationship. You want to stay top of mind so that when the time comes when that person needs a website made, you'll already be on their mind, and you'll already be on their mind as a specialist. And the other thing that's going to happen is that if a colleague of theirs is looking to get a website made and you've consistently sent regular emails to your mailing list, then they're going to refer you to them as well. These are the benefits of blogging. Blogging is extremely effective, and I recommend you start it immediately.